guys, my name is Mary. I'm going to be doing the second half of October reading for you all. October 16th through the 31st reading for Capricorn. How are you all today? Hope everybody's doing awesome. This is for your sun, moon, and rising signs. It's not going to resonate with everybody. If it doesn't resonate, you might want to try your other signs. Hope everybody's enjoying fall. It's unbelievable. It's October already. Beautiful time of the year. My prayers are still going out to everyone that's needing them at this time. Just seems like a lot of stuff going on, you all, so my prayers are with you all. Okay, let's see what we got. The World card. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. The Moon card. And Justice. Your clarifying. Strength card. Seven of Pentacles. And Eight of Cups. Abundance. That's a pretty card, right? Ask for help from others. I'm going to put them like that. Is there something that might be going on, you all, that you may need help from other people? If there is, don't hesitate to ask. Eight of Thought. You may feel as though you're restricted by the circumstances you find yourself in, but that's just an illusion. Make a promise to yourself to refuse to be stuck in a situation that's making you unhappy. Don't wait for someone to come to the rescue when you can free yourself. It kind of makes me feel like this card right here, you all. Sometimes, you know, we get sucked into something that we're not wanting to do or don't feel like that it's our place sometimes. And sometimes you just need to walk away from it, possibly. Out with the old, in with the new. Heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. Often this is because you're not happy and feel a lack of purpose in your life. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and spiritual truths. Well, now, I think it might be time for a change, you all. These cards are kind of telling me that. And not just these cards too. Give me just a minute, okay? Let me scoot these over. All right, you all. You know, we all go through this. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready to start something new, or to maybe even live somewhere different, maybe for some of you. Maybe it's get a new job or change careers, or maybe even learn something brand spanking new. I'm feeling like, maybe this is because it's been going on all around the world. I feel like sometimes you get a little antsy and a little bit fidgety and a little bit like bored with maybe some of the things that's going on in your life. And this is one of those, just like this card says, it's a wake-up call. It's time. It may be time to move in a new direction. So here's the thing, you all. I almost feel like it is. And the reason why is because I have this World card. I have this Ace of Pentacles. I have this Justice saying that here comes more balance into your life instead of feeling a little fidgety and a little bit bored with something that may be going on in your life. Something is about to open up for you guys. And I'm excited to see it, because honest to goodness, you guys deserve something good to come in. You deserve to feel like that you make a difference. You deserve to feel like that whatever your job is, or whatever your career is, or whatever you do as a hobby even, needs to make you feel like this is something that's important to you, and something that you always put your heart and your soul into. And it's something that I believe is going to put you on a new path of financial gain, a new path of emotional fulfillment, and a new path of more energy and more strength than maybe you've had in quite some time. And for heaven's sakes, if you do need any help, don't hesitate to ask. You guys don't like to ask for help very often. And it's one of these things, when I get this card, I just have to specify. If there's something out there that you need help with, don't hesitate to ask, because you will have people that will help you in a heartbeat. But for some reason, you guys don't like to ask for help. So, and I get that too. I'm not saying anything that's a bad thing, because a lot of you guys like to, Capricorns in general, like to do things themselves. They don't like to depend on someone else. They don't like to ask if they don't need it. But for some reason, this card pops up, so I have to say that, okay? Because honest to goodness, you will have help if you'll ask for it. Give me just a second. One of these cards over here, when I was reading it, says that you guys feel like you're stuck in a situation, but you don't need to feel that way. And then when I get this Eight of Cups right here, it makes me feel like that there's something that maybe you guys need to move away from. And, sometimes I say you might need to turn your back on this situation, but you know what? I'm almost feeling like you just need to move away from it, or not even acknowledge it anymore. So I think that this is a different feeling that I have with this Eight of Cups for you guys. It's almost like, sometimes, let me think of something. Give me just a minute. Sometimes when we're stuck in a rut, we're not exactly sure how to get out of it. Sometimes when you're in some kind of a pickle or a bubble or a situation, you just kind of keep dealing with it because you're not sure how not to. Let me give you an example so you know what I'm talking about, because I feel like I'm just being silly. Let's say you're in a job, okay? And let's say that you love your job, but maybe because of someone that you work with, or your boss, or the owner, or something like that, kind of might make it miserable for you. Whether they are jealous of you, or whether maybe they don't like you for one reason or another. Maybe they think that you're better at something than they are, so they always try to put you down. What starts happening is you start despising your job because of the people that work there. And that's not very fair, because you actually like what you do. You put your heart and soul into it, and then all of a sudden you have this jerk that comes up that just tries to make your life miserable, or tries to make you miserable. So then you start thinking, maybe I should just go try to find another job, And then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go start applying for other jobs, maybe doing the same thing, maybe doing something completely different, but I'm ready to get out of here because I don't want to be abused anymore, because that's almost how some people feel. So once you start realizing that there's a ton of jobs out there and maybe even paying you more money, and something that you may like even more, especially if you don't have this jerk in your life, you start realizing it may be time to start applying for these jobs and start looking. I'm feeling like that. Now, it might not be a job at all. I'm just giving you an example of that, but you all understand what I'm saying, right? You feel like you're stuck, but actually you're not. If there's something that you don't like about what's going on in your life and you just kind of been stuck there, or feel like that you're just, well, I'll think about what I need to do, and this has been going on for some time, and now you're realizing, you know what, it's time for me to actually do something about it. It's time for me to take that leap of faith, take that plunge, basically. So that's what this card is saying. If you feel like you're restricted, you're not. You can get out of this feeling like you're stuck. You can rescue yourself. And then it says out with the old and in with the new, right? So now for some of you, this may not be a job. This may be, maybe you're wanting to move somewhere completely different. Maybe if you're living in an apartment and maybe the rent's going up and you're like, I can't afford this place, so you're going to have to find another apartment. Maybe you're trying to move out of one location to another location. If you're living in the city, you might want to move to the country, that kind of thing. You may even want to move to another country in general. So I'm feeling like that you guys have been thinking about, or you will be thinking about, change in one way or another, because this World card says this is the ending of this huge cycle that's in your life and a beginning of a new cycle. And with that, when I see the World card, I feel like that there is a blessing from the universe, from the divine, from God, that actually says, here, you deserve this. You have completed this cycle, this huge cycle in your life. You've dealt with all the obstacles. You've dealt with all the challenges. You've done the best that you could. And in return, I want to give you a blessing. So I see this World card as an ending to something and a beginning of something else and a blessing all rolled up into one card. Then when I also get this Seven of Pentacles, you know, this to me, it's like you're harvesting your fruit, or it's time to bring in some sort of financial reward. But once again, I find this as a blessing as well, because she's walking along this this field and finding a tree that has coins on it. To me, that's a blessing, you all. So I have a couple of cards here that makes me feel like you guys are about to be blessed in one way or another. And honestly, I feel like it's financially, because I also have this Ace of Pentacles. And Pentacles can stand for financial gain. It can stand for a lot of other things, which I'll get to in a minute. But I'm just saying that you guys are... you don't necessarily... Hold on a second. You don't necessarily like to switch jobs. You don't necessarily like to move other places. You don't necessarily like to change in general, because you guys like to have everything, you know, kind of a well-oiled machine kind of thing. You like to stay in the same place. You like to work in the same place. And for heaven's sakes, you guys, it's not just you all. A lot of people like to just be, you know, happy in one place. It's not like everybody wants to change jobs every 6 months. But it might be time for a change for you guys, because on top of all of that, I'm feeling like, you know, with the Moon card, this is your intuition, your instincts, your gut feeling is going to start going up. You're going to start realizing or knowing or feeling what's right and what's wrong. And on top of that, I feel like that there's maybe some sort of truth or some sort of information, some sort of news, some sort of a message or messenger that might be coming in for you guys, that might be saying, guess what? And giving you some sort of information that might just help you make up your mind even more quicker than you could imagine. So maybe, you know, something might be coming in that's going to kind of put the icing on the cake to where you're like, okay, that's it. I got to change something. Whether it's your rent's going up, whether it's, you know, something about your work that you don't like, maybe they're giving you a pay decrease, maybe they're taking things away from you, you know, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, now might be the time for this change. So I do feel like that you guys are going to, if you don't know it right at this moment, you might be getting some sort of information or news or something that's going to come in that's going to make you all say, I'm not going to stay here anymore, or I need to change this, or whatever it is. And it could be your rent's going up, for instance, and you're like, I can't afford that, you know, or whatever it is. Or maybe you're renting a house and they decide that they're going to sell the house, so they're giving you a 30-day notice to move out, you know, that kind of thing. And you're like, holy cow, what? So there may be something that comes in that kind of helps you make up your mind quicker than you had imagined in the past. But for others, it's just you guys have been thinking about it for quite some time, and now you're realizing now might be the time to do this. Because I have this abundance too, you all. I have this Ace of Pentacles, and I feel like you guys are going to move move in a direction that's going to make you feel safe, secure, and a lot happier than maybe you've been in quite some time. That's how I'm feeling. And then I went too with this Justice card. Just there may be some of you all that may be dealing with the court systems or legal systems, speeding tickets, things like that you may have to go to court regarding, and you may realize that you may get the better end of the deal or than you thought you would. You may get a better deal than you thought. On the flip side of this, I feel like justice will be served in your favor for different reasons. So even if that person raises the rent on your apartment, you may find an apartment that you like even better for cheaper, for a lower price, you know, that kind of thing. I just feel like that this is almost meant to be. Whatever it is that's coming into your life, I feel like is meant to be, and more balance is coming in for you all. You're going to have more strength than you have had in quite some time. And you know, sometimes aggravation will give you motivation, right? That's how I'm sort of feeling with this Strength card. Because, you know, when you get agitated, you feel like, you know, you can clean the whole house and do exercises and, you know, all of this. And that's how I'm almost feeling. Because I feel like you guys are going to have this extra oomph to get things done, and for heaven's sakes, don't hesitate to ask for help from others. I do have this Two of Pentacles here too. On one hand, I feel like you may be juggling two different things, so possibly two different jobs. Maybe you've got two part-time jobs, and maybe that's where you're going to just go and try to find one full-time job. Maybe, though, I see this this way more so. I'm almost feeling like you're going to have options. And to me, I'd love options. Everybody loves options when it comes down to the nitty-gritty. So here's the thing. If you all have, if you're looking for a job, for instance, you may have a couple of different options that really entice you, that get you excited. So you may be able to pick and choose between those two jobs, which is great. If you're looking for an apartment or something like that, you may have two different options. There may be two different options to go to school or take online classes or something, to where you guys are really going to be tickled with your options. And you know, this Knight of Pentacles, this is you and your energy. It's an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Very practical, very down to earth, slow and steady, but does everything the right way. That's why I feel like you guys, you know, just kind of, it's not like you guys want to change all the time, but when you know it's necessary, you don't hesitate to make that change, because you realize that maybe there's something you just need to move away from, and realize that something is not tickling your fancy anymore. Something is not right with that Eight of Cups, and you're feeling it. So I have a feeling that once you realize that and you start moving away from it, that then things are going to start falling more into place and more balance is coming in for you. Give me just a second, okay? You know, this is you and your energy. I changed my mind. Excuse me. I hope they're straight, you all. I think they are. Here's the thing. Well, Mary, go and touch them. Here's the thing. I'm almost feeling like you may get some sort of news or information or some sort of acknowledgement. Somebody might come to you and tell you something, or you might hear the truth about something, and the next thing you know, the World card pops in and this Eight of Cups, and you guys say, you know what? I've been wondering when the right time was for me to move or to get this new job or to change something that's going on in my life, and now might be the time to do it. Some of you all actually may be selling a business or something like that, or buying a business for all that goes. But I'm feeling like that there's something that you're moving away from because you realize that it's bringing you down. Just like that old boss that I was talking about at the beginning, or someone that works with you. They're not necessarily on your side because they're jealous of you, or they're just making your life miserable. So now might be the time for you guys to realize, okay, here's the World card. This is an ending to this. I can put this behind me and I can start out fresh. And here's the Knight of Pentacles, which is you and your energy and your sign, Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So here's the thing. Very, very well grounded, very practical, very down to earth, sees things in all ways, looks at every angle of every situation, very intelligent, very smart, and very creative. So I'm feeling like you guys are going to take the reins here and say, you know what, it may be time. You may need to start applying for different things. You may need to start looking into certain things. You may need to ask for help from others if you need help moving somewhere or to do something that you are needing. Maybe it's a resume or something like that. But I feel like you're going to have options here. And I also feel like with the Seven of Pentacles and the World card, I feel like a blessing to me for sure is coming in. Could be financial, especially with this right here as well. So you guys, even if your finances are kind of iffy, you may be pleasantly surprised the way things work out for you. You may make more money, or you may get some sort of bonus or something like that that's going to really come in handy for you guys to be able to do something different. With this Two of Pentacles, a couple of you guys may be balancing two different jobs, or school and job at the same time, a family and a job at the same time. But I'm also feeling like these are options that's coming in. I feel like you're going to be able to pick and choose which one you're wanting. Sometimes when you're looking for an apartment, for example, and there's only one available, and you're kind of stuck with that one apartment, and you're like, well, this is not what I really wanted to be, but this is what I got to take. I almost feel like these options are going to come in handy, and you guys are going to be able to pick and choose, which is fantastic. Everybody wants options. I feel like your strength is going to, your motivations level is going to be stronger than ever. I think you're going to start trusting and believing in what you know is the right thing to do, especially with this intuition, and your intuitive abilities are going to go skyrocketing, and you're just going to know, your gut's going to say this is it or this is not it. So always listen to your gut too. With this Justice card, you all, this is more balance coming into your life. Not only that, I feel like any kind of court cases, I think it's going to be in your favor, or it's not going to be as bad as you thought it would be possibly, or this is just you're going to feel justified. Justice will be served in your favor. So this can go in different directions, and that's another reason why I'm feeling like even if you have to move somewhere or you have to get this other job, I think it's going to be better than what you actually had, which is fantastic, right? And don't forget this Ace of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card. This is financial gain, possibly. This is health and your wealth and your happiness and your security and feeling like you're safe. And then with this abundance as well, I feel like there's going to be financial gain going on here. And not only that, but your happiness as well, which is fantastic. That's very important, you all. 8 of Thought. You may feel as though you're restricted by the circumstances you find yourself in, but that's just an illusion. Make a promise to yourself to refuse to be stuck in a situation that's making you unhappy, just like this 8 right here. Don't wait for someone to come to the rescue when you can free yourself. That's right. Don't stay in a situation that's making you unhappy. There's no reason for it, you all. Even if you don't like change, you can still do it. Out with the old, in with the new. Heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. Often this is because you are not happy and feel a lack of purpose in your life. This is a wake-up call to make changes that match your heart's desires and spiritual truths. Well, this might be a wake-up call, you guys. And sometimes it is spiritual. Sometimes it does have to do with what you really believe in and what you don't, and so that could require prayer and asking for the things that are important. But honest to goodness, I see these things working out in your favor. So now might be a time for a change if you've been thinking about it. All right, Capricorn, great reading. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is your second half of October reading, October 16th through the 31st reading for Capricorn. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I hope you guys come back and see me. Take care, you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.